Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Keith's Boxing Gym Talk. I'm your host, K-Rob216. Thank you guys for tuning in today, man. I know I made a lot of promises in the past about I was going to be more consistent and stuff, but, life happens. I picked up a lot of hours at work, another job, you know. Me and my mother have custody of my son or whatever, so it's a lot that's been going on. But I had to talk about this, and you know what I'm talking about. But before we get into that, though, I would like you guys to like and subscribe again. Like and subscribe. Tomorrow will be the biggest fight of my life, and now I'm not even fighting. Terrence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, two of the pound-for-pound greats today will be fighting. Crawford will be moving up 2 weight classes. Some people say 3 because he only fought at 154 one time. That was last year, and he's been inactive since. And he's going to be moving up to attempt to knock off the 2-time undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Canelo Alvarez. A heavy task, man. Me, I know the world. I know the betting sites or whatever you want to call it. I think they have Canelo as a 3-1 favorite because of his size and because of other things too, man. But I have all the faith in the world that Bud is going to pull this off. And I'm going to even go as far as to say that I think it's going to be a late fight stoppage, maybe 11 for the 12th round. Not from a knockout, because not a clear knockout where he's going to be on the ground, knocked out or even knocked down. I just think the accumulation of punishment that Bud is going to give to Canelo Alvarez, and I think the referee, or I think maybe Eddie Reynoso may even throw in the towel. And I'm just saying this to say this. Yes, we've seen the fight where he fought Charlo, where Canelo fought Charlo. Canelo was very fucking smart. He has a very, 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 very good team behind him. Great coaches. Canelo himself, he trains in the gym very hard. And I'm just using this as an example. Yes, when he fought Charlo about 2 years ago, he tricked the world. He tricked Charlo, including myself. When that fight was signed, sealed, and delivered, they had the press conference. They both were doing a face-off. Charlo looked at a lot bigger than him, a whole lot bigger than him. And that made us think that he was going to be in for a long night against Charlo. But then the weigh-in came in. We seen that there wasn't really that much of a difference. But then when fight night came, Canelo just looked like a fucking beast, just walking him down. I think they were playing the game on him. And like I said, playing the game on myself. And the millions of fans that were watching around the globe that Canelo, that it was going to be impossible. The last thing that Canelo was going to do, the last thing on his mind and the coach's mind and the team's mind was to walk him down the whole fight. But that's what they did. Charlo fought scared after that because I think they thought that, that Canelo was going to give him a chance, going to give him some distance and stuff like that where he can work off his punches and stuff like that and show his technique off and land some punches and stuff. But Canelo didn't give him a chance in the world, just kept intimidating him by walking him down and stuff like that. So I say that to say this, if you guys think that, if y'all think that Canelo is going to do the same thing to Canelo tomorrow, y'all have another thing coming. I hope y'all don't think that they train just to be running away from Canelo the whole fight. Yes, Crawford is very aggressive. Yes, he's going to come in there to fight. Yes, and I think Canelo teams know that too, that we can't just walk him down like we did Jamel Charlo. So they know that. And I say this to say this, and I said that, I feel like Crawford, everybody knows that Crawford is more gifted than Canelo when it comes to being offensive-minded. His offense, his hooks, his technique, his combos, his boxing IQ. I think he has a higher IQ than Canelo, even though Canelo has a great IQ, and he's using it very late in his career even more because, he's not physically able to do the things that he used to do when he was in his 20s and even when he was a teenager because, he started his boxing career at 15. What's going to be the factor of this fight is Crawford is going to be hitting Canelo with punches that he is not going to be seeing, that he's not going to see coming. And we know that that is what hurts fighters the most. Is when you don't see a punch coming. Now, when you see a punch coming, yeah, it's still going to hurt you, but you've seen it coming. You know you're going to recover from that. But like punches, like a fighter like Crawford, he would take advantage of somebody that comes in with a lazy jab and just counter with a hard right, hard uppercut. Nice little sneaky punch to the body. I think he's going to be doing that all night. He's going to use a little bit of what he did when he fought Victor Postal. He's going to be using a little bit of what he did when he fought Felix Diaz, a little bit when he fought Errol Spence in there. Now, I'm not saying that this is about to be a total mismatch, but I did say when Errol Spence and Crawford fought 2 years ago that it was going to be a close fight. It was either Spence was going to dominate Crawford or Crawford was going to dominate Spence. That's what I said. I didn't really give a prediction because I didn't know who win, but I did say that though, and I think this is going to be the same way tomorrow night. Either Canelo's going to dominate him because of his size, and there's nothing that he can do. He can't hurt Crawford. Or Crawford's going to dominate him with the accumulation of punches, the elusiveness if Crawford uses that, and I think he's going to use some elusiveness because he can be very elusive. Like I said, he used that in the Victor Postal fight. He was just fighting on his feet all night. That's what I think is going to happen. But, like I said, I'm not about to sit here and discredit Canelo or anything like that, man. The fight is up in the air. Like I said, he's a favorite to win. And if you're betting on Canelo to win, to beat Crawford, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Some might even say it's easy money. Yeah, we see what he did with the smaller opponents like Amir Khan and stuff like that. But they're two different people, though. You know, there's no blueprint on how to beat Crawford. It's a blueprint on how to beat Canelo. He's been beaten twice. Some people might even say he's got 4 losses. If you want to add the Erislandy Laura fight and the first Triple G fight. But nevertheless, though, we know what Canelo's got to do to win. He's going to have to put that pressure on him and stuff like that. He's going to have to take his punches. And neither of them has never been knocked down. Canelo has been hurt before, but he was very, very young. I remember him. That was my first time seeing him fight when he fought against Jose Miguel Cotto, Miguel Cotto's brother. He got hit with a punch he didn't see coming, and he was very hurt, but he was very inexperienced then. But, like I said, that was a long time ago. He was a teenager then when that fight happened. But, man, yes, am I being biased? Yes, I'm being biased. Has Canelo pissed me off in the past few years? Yes, he's pissed me off in the past few years because, you know, he didn't want to fight David Benavidez. You know, he blackballed him even though Benavidez was the mandatory for 2-3 years for the WBC title. And he said he'd never fight another Mexican again, but he ended up fighting Jaime Munguia. So I was upset about that. But, yes, I'm a very big fan of him. Been a fan of him since I first seen him fight when he fought Gamboa. So, yes, I'm going for Bud Crawford. I want to see this happen. I want to see somebody. This is what greatness is about. Where you're not scared to get in there and when you're not picking, choosing your opponents and stuff like that. You're just going in there and you challenge yourself to be great. Like the Oscar De La Hoyas did in the world. Like the Roy Jones Jr.'s did in this world. Like the Bernard Hopkins did in this world. You know, the Manny Pacquiao's. And just like I said, with Manny Pacquiao in... Bernard Hopkins, they both moved up a few weight classes and they dethroned their opponents, you know, Antonio Tarver and Oscar De La Hoya, even though Oscar De La Hoya was drained, but he was still the heavy underdog, though. But I'm going for Crawford. I think Crawford's going to hit him with a lot of punches that he doesn't see coming, and I think the accumulation, and I think the ref is going to stop the fight, or you know, that's just my wild prediction, and don't be surprised if that does happen. Now, if Canelo gets knocked out, if Canelo knocks him out, you know, everybody's going to say, hey, he did what he was supposed to do. I'm not even going to go that route because Crawford is something special. He's a once-in-a-lifetime fighter. So if Canelo can do that, man, hats off to him. Because Canelo got a couple tricks up his sleeve, too. Head movement, luring you in with punches, baiting you and stuff like that, making you think that he's hurt and stuff like that. You know, this is going to be a tall task for Crawford. And, you know, it's going to be a tall task for Canelo. You know, these are two, like I said, once-in-a-lifetime fighters. They're both very accomplished. They're both four division champions, weight division champions. I think they're 2-time undisputed champions. I'm so excited for this fight. I cannot wait for this fight. This is one of the biggest fights ever for me. I know I said Mayweather and Pacquiao is one of the most anticipated fights. Andre Ward circuit co-led the first fight was also a very anticipated fight for me, along with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. That was the most anticipated fight for me. But this one right here, I think it tops the cake, though, right here. This tops it. You know, like I said, I'm a hardcore fan of Bud Crawford, and then just to see him do this, man, I am excited. I'm probably not going to go nowhere after I make a few errands today. I'm going to stay in the house. I'll probably get my son tomorrow morning. Barbecue, Undisputed video game. It's going to be playing all day. I cannot wait. I'm going to put it on Netflix at 8 o'clock. Hopefully I don't get no glitches or anything messing up, because I'm going to be the first one there to tell you. But it's going to shock the world, man. It's going to shock the world. It's going to shock the world. And that is my time, man. Thank you, guys. Like I said, this is a special edition of Keith's Boxing Gym Talk, man. I just want to give my prediction on what's going to happen. Don't you guys forget to like and subscribe, please, man. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon.